Hello, Flosstube. Welcome to our homestead. I'm Lynette.
And I'm Little One.
And it is Sunday, January 20th, 2019. We were supposed to have a great big snowstorm. Snowmageddon. Mostly we got sleet. So we're stuck inside. The neighbor came over with his snowblower to prevent us from shoveling, which meant we had some time and we thought we would film a Flosstube. It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Longer for you than for me, huh?
Yeah.
So, we've got a lot to talk about today. The first thing I wanted to talk about was the Frugal Yankee retreat, because I realized after I filmed my last video that I didn't say a thing about it, and I've gotten new subscribers lately. So I wanted to just remind you that this is happening the last weekend in March in Massachusetts near the World in Stitches, which is one of 2 LNSs in the state. It's about, 6 minutes or 6 miles or something like that from the World in Stitches, and maybe 15 minutes from the Quilted Crow, which is a quilting / wool applique store. I don't think they sell cross-stitch charts, but I do think they sell punch needle. Anyway, so basically what's happening is I will put the links below for the room codes. We are staying at the Residence Inn, and basically all you have to do is book your room. We're going to be stitching in the common area that they have in the hotel, which is fine. I got permission from a friend of mine who is actually the manager at the hotel. And so she knows that after breakfast every morning we are going to come and invade the common area. Right now there's, 20, 30 people coming. So it's going to be a small retreat. It is not going to be like StitchCon or the New Jersey retreat or anything like that. This is going to be a small, intimate, quiet retreat. Hoping to get a lot of stitching done, hoping to visit with a lot of you. I know we have some Flosstubers and a good contingent coming down from Maine. I know we have them coming up from Connecticut. So if you are going and have made your room reservations, then please join our Facebook group. I will also put the link for that down below in the comment box. So that's Frugal Yankee. Like I said, last Friday, Saturday, Sunday in March. I think it is at the 29th and 30th and 31st, something like that. It's the last weekend in March. So we're excited, hoping to make this an annual or, twice a year event if it goes well. All right, so that's the Frugal Yankee retreat. You want to talk about your Christmas haul since you didn't get to do that last time?
Yeah. So I got a needle minder from My Big Toe Designs, and it's this adorable little cat. I found it while I was making my Christmas list, and I wanted it very badly. This is my snow project that I got for Christmas. It's a Lizzie Cates, Let It Snow. I'm stitching it on this blue fabric, so it'll be interesting. I was hoping for more snow, so I would have more of a reason to start it today, but nope. I got another Lizzie Cates, Cat Lessons for People. I think I'm going to be doing this in like March or May. And then I got another chart. It's Stitchrovia, She is Fierce.
When's that going to show up?
I don't know. It's mainly pink.
There we go.
So I changed all the pinks to purples.
And she did it herself. Like I told her to go and pull the purples and whatever, and thoroughly intending to like approve her choices. Nope, before I know it, she's stitching away, and so all of the colors are her choice, and she did a really good job, because not only was this a start and a finish, but it's also an FFO.
I painted the frame. It used to be black. And then, though she be but little, she is fierce. William Shakespeare. So I've had this in my room, and I love it.
Yep, it was quick too. When did you finish it? Did you write down when you finished it?
Yeah, it's in my other bullet journal though. I think it took like 2 weeks to.
Yeah.
2 weeks, yeah.
And so the only 5x7 frame I had was black, and so she painted purple and with paint we had on hand, so that was good too.
It had a lot of back stitching though, and I'm not really a fan of back stitching, but it was necessary.
Came out nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I also had a finish. So I don't even know. I think I showed this to you in the last video that I did. I was working on Prairie Schooler, the 1991 Santa. And I did this as I stitch everything with one thread because that's the way I like it. And I'm not sure that I love the coverage on this one. But he was my last finish of 2018. I think I started him on like the 27th or 28th and I finished him maybe on the 30th. I don't even think I was stitching on him on the 31st. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I originally thought that maybe I would make him for one of the smalls exchanges that I have coming up. But I since got a different idea for my smalls exchange that I will talk about later. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, but he's done. So that was my finish. All right, you want to talk about whips?
Yeah. So my whip is from the Just Cross Stitch 2003 special Christmas issue.
Show them the cover so they know which one.
It's this one.
Sorry for the glare. We've got the chandelier light and the window light coming in.
So it's this bird one, Let Heaven and Nature Sing. It's actually, the title is Cedar Waxwing at Christmas by Brown House Studio, and there are cedar waxwings in New England. So I'm stitching this 1/1 on 18 count, and I've got a pretty good start so far.
18 count Ada.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is my winter cat needle minder.
So why are you stitching this bird?
Because it's gonna be an exchange, but I've fallen in love with it, so that might not happen.
Or you might have to stitch it again.
No.
All right, I have several whips, which is unusual for me because usually I'm a one at a time person. But my New Year, New Start was from Heartstrings Samplery, Never Let You Go. This one right here. And I don't think I'm going to have time to get into it today. Maybe I'll do a separate video sometime because I am making some changes to this one so that it will fit into a standard size frame, and I always get questions about how I do that. So maybe I'll make a separate video about my thought process for this one. But this was my New Year, New Start. And so this is how far I've gotten. That border is killing me. Like I can only do a couple and then I have to go do letters. But I was happy when I finally got here because then I could start in on something besides letters and borders. So I'm not going to tell you what this is going to be yet because, like I said, I'm making changes and it's going to be different from what Beth originally designed. But this is basically my Sunday stitch. I'm stitching on this every Sunday after I have to say goodbye to my husband as he heads back to Newport. For those of you who have never seen this sampler before, it says, I wish I was a little seed. I'd grow and grow and grow. I'd twine myself around your heart and never let you go. So that was my New Year, New Start, my Sunday stitch. Like I said, I'm usually one at a time, so I don't have like a rotation or whatever, but that one's been on Sundays and it's been working out. I'm also continuing to work on His Eyes on the Sparrow. So I took it partially out of the Q-snaps so that you could see it. Can you help me? Okay, so basically I stitched, there are 3 pages vertically. So I stitched the first 3 pages and then I moved over this way and I got the top page mostly done. The house is not filled in and there's a reason for that. And then now I'm working on the second page, so I need to fill in up here and a little more down here, and that second page will be done. And then the third page will just be the bottom. So what I figured with this house, because this is going to be a lot of filling in, a lot of brainless work, I figured I would take this to the Frugal Yankee retreat and just plan to fill in because it's brainless. There's no counting. I know I'm going to be talking and talking and talking, but I do want to get stitching done. So my plan is to fill in the house, and then there was this bird right here that also needs to be filled in. So first of all, I need to find a color for that. I don't have the called for, and I don't have one that I love the idea of substituting. So when I find a color for him, I will be filling him in as well. I might only do that. Like the house and the bird might be my only accomplishments over the Frugal Yankee retreat, but that's okay because there's a lot of stitches that need to be put in there. So that's Never Let You Go and Sparrow. And then I have another start. Where is it?
Should I grab the piece that I plan to do during the retreat?
If you want to, go ahead. So I have a very meager start on this piece. This is a heartstrings Santa, and I don't have a picture of it. It is from one of the Just Cross Stitch magazines, but I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. So the reason that I started this one was because I just have a project bag here with colors in it and I don't know what it's from. I don't know what was in that bag. Anyway, I started this heartstring Santa because I had kind of a revelation, if you will. I was thinking about the smalls exchanges that I need to stitch this year, and like I said, I had originally intended to make that Prairie Schooler Santa one of them that I used, but I didn't, my soul wasn't right. Like there was something nagging at me, like that was not the piece I was supposed to make for the smalls exchange. So it's Christmas time and Christmas comes and goes and I'm putting away my decorations and then it hits me what I need to do for my smalls exchange. And the reason that it hits me is because I was putting away some ornaments that were made by Elizabeth, Vintage Stitcher. And she had given away some of her beautiful needlework last May because they were waiting for me at my parents' house when we moved back from Guam. And so I wanted to show you them because I went back and looked at my videos and I meant to do a video back in May or June, but that was when we were at my parents and life was crazy and it was hard to find video time and place. And so I just realized as I was flipping through my Flosstube notebook today that I never even showed these ornaments to you guys. So I am going to do that for you now. So Elizabeth sent me all of these beautiful ornaments, and she also sent me packages of charms and beads so that I could make my own. And these ornaments come from the Just Cross Stitch magazines. I have the CD of all of the issues up to like 2014, and then I have all the regular issues. So I have all the patterns for these, and I'm just going to show them to you because they're absolutely gorgeous. Look at this one. And there's plaid on the back of this one. And these are big ornaments. Some of these I actually put on my hutch, and some I hung from my cupboards. because they were, like, they're very big. So they were too big for the tree.
There's this one.
Yep. And these have, I don't know if you can see, but there's like Krynic in there. There's gold, and they're amazing. Mm-hmm. This one's got the charms here, and then she added the pine cones and beautiful hollies on the back. These are all heartstring artist collection, I think they're called. All of the Santa designs.
This one's in a star shape. It's really cute.
Mm-hmm. And the little tassels.
Yeah.
Can I show that one?
I'll show this one. I like this one. Cute. And this one's got a little polar bear in it. And all the pom-poms at the bottom.
This guy's got a bell and a charm. And beautiful fabric on the back. And then ribbon and felt for the border here. They're absolutely beautiful. And her stitching is amazing. And again, can you see this bird cage? It's all that Krynic or DMC metallic.
This one's just impressive. Because that's all 3D.
Oh yeah, he's holding the basket. And show the backing fabric. That backing fabric is gorgeous. Yep. I gotta fix the tassel, but he's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And then this one on black. Look at how he pops on this.
I could never do that.
No.
Well, that backing fabric is cute.
This is cute backing fabric too.
And then the last one, but certainly not the least favorite one. It's got a little tassel at the bottom, little pine cone at the top.
I like him.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, as I was putting these away, I realized that in order to honor Elizabeth and her sweet spirit and her generosity and her contributions to the Flosstube community, I am going to stitch some of the heartstring Santas for the Smalls Exchange that's coming up. So whoever gets it will get a little note saying that these Santas or this Santa was stitched in honor of Elizabeth, is my way of kind of passing on her generosity. So that's why I started that other Santa. You want to show what was in the box?
Yeah. It's our ornament for 2018.
We did one last year, and so she wanted to do a 2018 one.
This one got a little neglected.
Yeah, we didn't have as many orts, did we?
No, because we stopped like 3 months into the year because of the move.
Yep. And then yesterday we were at Michael's and we found a 3-pack of... Do you want to go get them and show them?
Yeah.
We found a 3-pack of these ornaments for 80% off. And so I said to her, do you want these for your ornament? And so for the next 3 years, we've got our ornaments covered. I don't know if they're going to be able to see.
We've got 2 snowmen.
Look at all the glare. That's kind of...
And then we've got a Christmas tree.
Can you take them out?
Yeah.
They had a gingerbread man too, but she didn't want that one.
No, because it came with a teddy bear, and I don't see how that's Christmassy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Can you see these?
Yeah.
There's the tree and the snowmen.
The tree's gonna look really cool because we'll probably have some green and we'll have...
So we've got our ornaments covered for the next 3 years. Your sister will be getting ready to graduate by the time we need to buy another one. That's a scary thought. Okay, so I talked about that. What were you going to say about this?
This is what I'm planning to do during the retreat.
Oh, okay, show it.
So I can probably get this one done during the retreat. It's Lizzie Cates, Be Who You Are. It says, be who you are, say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind.
And where did you get this pattern?
We got it at that cross stitch.
The World in Stitches?
Yeah.
When we had our get together in June.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now, and yeah, I could probably get this done really fast.
Yeah, because it's all lettering. You can do that.
Yeah. Oh, these are cute.
Oh. All right, so next on the agenda, I am happy to announce I found my Sweet Land of Liberty book. If you watched my last video with my 2019 plans, I hadn't been able to locate it yet, but I found it, so all is good. And the reason that I bring this up is because little one had plans to stitch the Abigail Adams sampler.
I have a book to read during it.
Go get the book and show them. So this is a gorgeous sampler in tribute to Abigail Adams. And so she thought that she would stitch on the sampler while reading the book.
Yep. The book is Dearest Friend, The Life of Abigail Adams. And
I read this book. It's an adult book. It's not like written for, YA or anything. But little one loves historical fiction, and although this is not fiction, it's very much historical, and it's a very good read. There's a reason why it was on the bestseller list. So I asked her if she wanted to read it, and she said yes, and then she decided that she would be reading it while stitching on this one. And I said that I want to do this project, and then I want to do this project. And so we decided that these are obviously, very summery. And I like to put my patriotic decorations out in May for Memorial Day and leave them out through at least the 4th of July, if not beyond. So in order to get these done, in order to put them out for Memorial Day, we decided that we would be stitching these when?
in April.
Starting in April. So if any of you would like to join us in our stitch along, the book is called Sweet Land of Liberty. It is still available. You never know how long they're going to be available for, but it's still available. And I would, if you're interested, I would get it sooner rather than later, just because it's a Blackbird Designs and one never knows with them. So we're going to be starting in April. It's going to take us a while to stitch those designs. Hopefully I'll have at least one done by Memorial Day. Yeah. But feel free to join us. Any design from that book will be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, what are your plans after you finish stitching your bird?
I have plans for February, but I think what I'm going to do for all of the months is after I do the projects that I have planned, I'm just going to do Christmas ornaments. And that way I have Christmas ornaments done for Christmas.
Do you have any specific in mind?
There was a cute one in this one. In the 2003. This little cat.
Is that a Britter cup?
5. No, it's
No?
Lynn's Prince.
Oh,
It's cute.
it is cute.
And I also gotta find one for the Smalls Exchanges.
Yep. You're not going to do your bird for the
No.
Smalls Exchange. She likes it too much. She doesn't want to give it up. My plans, I need to start another Prairie Schooler this month because Helen D said to, right? Prairie Schooler all year long, and I started the one in December, that ornament. I don't know which one I'm going to start. I might start in on one of the Harvest smalls that I want to make for my dough bowl. Speaking of dough bowl, so I had shown you all the dough bowl that I bought earlier in the summer for $25, which is more than I usually pay for those things, but it was a dough bowl and all the cool kids had one and I wanted it. So I saw it at the flea market and I bought it. And so we're unpacking here and we're unpacking and I can't find the dough bowl and I can't find the dough bowl. And I go to my mother's and I look all throughout my room there in the closets and all the drawers and under the bed and I can't find my dough bowl. And so I messaged my hubby in Newport and I said, did I bring my dough bowl there? Is there a dough bowl? And he's like, no, there's no dough bowl. So couldn't find the dough bowl. So then it occurs to me that he's probably looking for like a bowl. He doesn't have any idea what a dough bowl is. So I was flipping through some of my primitive magazines and I found a picture of a dough bowl. And I said, by the way, this is what a dough bowl looks like if you should happen to see it in Newport. And so last week he gets back to Newport Sunday afternoon and he sends me a picture of the dough bowl. And he's like, is this what you've been looking for? And I said, yes, that's my dough bowl. So the dough bowl has been located. Hopefully next weekend it will be brought home and I can start filling it. Although I don't know filling it with what, because I don't have a lot of spring stitches and I don't have a lot of winter stitches. I need to work on that.
I have my Friendship Grows one.
Yeah. So anyway, the dough bowl needs to be filled, which is what a long story about why I think I'm going to be starting the Prairie Schooler fruit harvest smalls. All right. So I think that's it as far as stitching goes. Wanted to give you a little around the Homestead Life update. I did not get to start my scenic farm project. As I mentioned last time, that's going to be my snow project. So it snowed here starting at like 8 o'clock last night when it was dark. And by the time we woke up this morning, it had changed over to sleet and there was no snow. And that's my snow project. Like I had visions of sitting in the chair stitching and watching it snow. And so I just didn't feel right starting my snow project if there was sleet coming down. So I didn't start my scenic farm. And I was disappointed with the storm. But the good news is I only have 3 more teaching days left because Monday is Martin Luther King Day and Thursday is my last day of this long-term sub-position. So hopefully I will have more time to stitch and more time to film starting next week. I will be spending that time garden planning and seed starting. And the exciting thing that we're going to do is the property here has some very mature sugar maple trees. And my dad has been tapping some of his trees and the neighbors' trees up where they live. But it's not easy access for him. And he's ready to like give it up. And so he said that if we tapped the trees here on my property, he would help me and he would teach me the ropes. And so after next week, we are going to go to a local maple supplier and get some tubing so that we can run the taps. We can attach the tubing to taps and run them to 5-gallon buckets. Dad always used milk jugs and they just fill too fast. So I think it'll be easier to use maple syrup buckets and we'll be tapping our trees and making maple syrup. So that's something to look forward to. And I got a worm bin for Christmas, and so the mailman delivered 2,000 worms to us shortly thereafter. So the worms are still getting acclimated in the basement. They're not eating nearly as quickly as I thought they would, but hopefully once they reproduce and there's more of them, they will start eating our kitchen scraps faster than they are now. I have a package of bees on order that will be here at the beginning of May, and then I have a nuke on order, which will be here at the end of May. A nuke is basically a mini hive. There's only 5 frames of bees, but it comes with drawn comb and frames, and the package of bees does not. They have to start all over drawing out wax and before they can start laying, the queen can start laying eggs. So hopefully between those 2 hives, at least one of them will make it through the next winter, because that's the most important job of a beekeeper, is to keep the bees alive through the winter, and it's a very difficult job. And it's one that I've never really had to do in a real winter, because Virginia had winters, but we had stuff in bloom all year round, so the bees were flying all year round. And then I went to Guam, and of course there's no winter there. So this is a new thing for me. I did go to my first beekeepers meeting last week.